This video is brought to you by Instant Gaming. I've been buying the majority of my games here for the past couple of months now. If you're not familiar, Instant Gaming is a website where you can find really good sales on some of the hottest titles in gaming, sometimes even up to 80 or 90% off retail price. And Bannerlord, the game we're going to be talking about today, is on sale for $21.06 instead of the $49.99 regular price. They've also partnered with me to host a giveaway where you can choose any game of any price on their website if you win. Next winner is going to be chosen around the end of this month. Check out my affiliate link to browse their deals and the giveaway link in the description below. Now back to the video. What's going on, people? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. I don't know if you were aware, but I was not aware that there was a Bannerlord MMO currently being worked on. It's actually, well, it's fully fledged and fully released, and it's actually got a lot to it so far. They have some things that are currently still missing, like ownership of castles and towns. That's something that is planned for later this year. I believe, I'm not sure if it's the Kingdom update or just the castles and sieges itself, but I'll post something on screen so you can kind of check it out. And this is what they have planned for later this year in the winter time. But right now there's already a lot you can do. Of course, you can play it co-op, you can group up with other people and fight different battles, you can make your own clan. They actually just had an update to the clan system. I believe it was the Clan Wars update, and they changed some things about how the finances work, like they added the clan treasury from what I understand. They've also introduced the PvE clan system, because before this there was the only way that you could get the benefits of a clan was to join a PvP clan, and doing that as a new player could be very detrimental, because that means that if any other clans are at war with you, they can attack you in places that would normally be considered safe zones. So that's been a very good part of the update. I'm actually in a PvE clan as well, as a matter of fact, and it's been going extremely well. These guys are amazing. Highly recommend checking them out if you haven't joined the clan already. But yeah, if you haven't played this game, or sorry, not the game, but the mod, you can actually get access to it by just having Bannerlord. I'll link in the description. I'll link the website that you can use to sign up. But yeah, all you do is you create an account on the website for the mod, and then you do need to link your Steam account so that they can, of course, verify that you have the Bannerlord access. That's how they can kind of get you into the game. But after that, you're able to jump right in and start playing. The game does have multiple different servers in different regions. It's not just all one mega server. I know they have an EU server. As a matter of fact, I can do a quick check really quick just to show you. But they do have a Chinese server, Russian server, European server, North American server, and Oceanic. Something else they also added with the recent update, I think this came out on the 29th as well, but they added battle replays. They also added storage changes to the personal warehouses from different cities, so they're now combined into one single shared storage. So that means that if you go to one of the capital cities, or it might be just any city that has a warehouse, you're able to access your warehouse that's connected to in the other cities too. So it can be a nice change for like if you need to transport gear or anything like that. The warehouse system, as I understand it, like it's got limited storage, so you can't like transport mass amounts of resources from what I understand. Maybe you can transport a little bit, but there is also like a cargo system for what I understand, so you can pay other people to transport that cargo for you, which is really cool actually. There's also ways to make money in the game, so if you played, for example, like the Arma 3 mod, Altus Life I think it was called, you can, in this game they've added ways like mining and lumberjacking and hunting, which is one of my favorites, and I think the farming one as well, so you can do those for money in the game. If you go to a village that has that specific resource or produces that specific thing, you can do those specific jobs, and it's a really good way to earn money until you get on your feet. And once you do, there's multiple different areas you can farm on. There's the Frostlands in the north, which is something is like a PvP zone, except for this top right portion right here. This part is like PvE. I think this is Hawk's territory. There's actually bosses too. This part is PvP. This is like a little mid section over here just above Hawk's. And then these are two other sections that are also PvP based. And then there's also the Wildlands. So in the far south, in the desert region, I'm not sure if this is it or down there, I think it's this right here. But there are, yeah, I think it's this part. There are bosses that you can fight, and actually, I think the Wildlands is harder than the Frostlands, and better rewards as well. So you can, by doing both of those, that's kind of how you get the noble troops. Like if you're looking to get Botania Fions, for example, you have to go up to the Frostlands and go find the campfires. I think they're called bonfires, as a matter of fact, and you can recruit the noble troops there. I don't remember if it said that there is only infantry and ranger troops up there, because if so, I'm not sure where to get the Khans Guard, because that's what I'm looking for right now, because I'm playing as a Kuzite kind of play style. I do want to get some Botanian Fions, because I've heard that they're really good for farming PvE. And the game is very much a grind. So when you're trying to fight these different parties, like as you can see, there's a lot of looters just out and about in the world. As you're fighting these parties, it can take quite a while to level up your skills and stuff. Like I'm level, after about, I'd say 3-4 days of constant, not really constant, but on and off playing, and maybe about 6 or 8 hours per day here and there, I was able to get to level 14, and the highest skill that I have right now is my leadership at 45. But yeah, to get to like 200 and something for like some of these skills, especially like riding and archery, because archery seems like it's one of the harder skills to level up, at least for me. That one's probably going to take me some weeks at least. But it is easier to do when you're inside of a clan, because clans can have various bonuses. They give like XP bonuses. You also get troop bonuses, because when you first start out, you're probably going to be rocking with a party of like 10 to 18 people, and then like as you get further, like I think before I joined the clan, the highest that I had was like 20, 22, and then once I joined the clan, I was able to get up to like now 50, 52. There's also companions in the game, and this is a big part of the game, as a matter of fact. The companions have their own what is it called, their traits. These aren't available automatically, but when you get to the point to where you're able to learn the traits for the companions, because you have to gain experience with them to get them, then I think what you do, like I have someone who is ready to upgrade, if I understand it. So let me see, hold on. So I talked to him, for example, and then he said he's already gained quite a bit of experience in his squad. He wants to further develop his skills in order to increase our profits, for which he'll need treated hardwood. So what'll happen here is these resources, they come from caravans. So there are like NPC caravans, and I think there's NPC caravans that you can get access to. The only kind of control that you have in the game, because you can't control cities and castles, not until the siege update coming later in December or later in the winter. The only control that you have right now is when you go to villages, you can take over the various, I can't remember what they're called, but I'm going to find out in a second. But you can take over the trading posts. There's 3 trading posts in the village, and as I understand it, when you take that over, it'll start to send caravans out, and if those caravans get to where they're going successfully, you'll earn some sort of passive income. Don't quote me on that, because I'm still learning the system, but that's my baseline understanding of it so far. So if I go to a town, it doesn't have like traditional things that you would see in a Bannerlord town. The way that you do recruiting for troops is usually in a town or city, or sorry, settlement, like a village like this. Either in a village or a city, you will see NPCs that are kind of standing around, and they do seem to fluctuate like in and outward. I'll show you that in a second. But so this might not be one of those villages, but there are villages that have trading posts. Yeah, I don't think this is one of them. There's rare resources that you can get from like caravans, and I think from like doing Frostlands and Wildlands. Maybe not those, but I know the caravans you can get them from. And then there's the regular ones that you get from just going to the villages, like I mentioned before, and doing those jobs. Now, when you go to the villages, what you would do to get the resources yourself is you could put a buy order up for those resources, and how it works is that anybody that does the job in that settlement, or if you put a buy order up that's higher than everybody else's, because you can see how much the current rate is going for, if you put it up for higher and then you do the job yourself, you're basically selling yourself the materials, and that means basically you're getting it for free. So the way that like troops work, like I said, is they're standing around normally. When you go into the settlements, you'll see them just all over the place usually, and you can get not just the baseline troops, not just like the very baseline ones, but you can also get higher tier ones. Like these footmen's are a little bit higher tier than the regular. You'll also see like I'll see straight up cavalry when I'm traveling around too, because they'll be in the cities too. And when you go into taverns, there's a higher chance for the higher tier troops to be available. Not the nobles, though. Like I said before, the nobles, you would want to go up to the Frostlands to start off with, and you can start going around to the different bonfires and recruiting them from there. And I believe it's random, the type of troop that's going to be available at those bonfires. But like I said, only the Hawk territory is PvE based. The rest of them are PvP based, so you can get caught out and killed by other players. Like you can, or not really killed, but necessarily, but like they can capture you. You do have a chance to lose gear in PvP. From what I understand, it's a low chance, and then like you can lose a maximum of like 20k. And then the nice thing though is that when you find the companions are effectively immortal, so they can never die. Like no matter what, it's like PvP, PvE, doesn't matter. From what I understand, they can't die, which is really nice. Is there something I was going to show before I left town? I can't remember. I don't think so. But yeah, that's a really nice benefit. And anything that you put on them, like if the clan member or the party member were to leave for any reason, or you kick them out, which I don't think they can leave on their own. I don't think that's a thing in relation to like normal Bannerlord. But if you kick them out, then all the gear that they had on them would return back to your inventory. So I'm trying to work my way over to, this is where I was intending to go. In fact, let's go backwards. Oh, you know what? Actually, while I'm over here, let me show you really quick how the trading post menu works, or how it looks. You can see for yourself. Also, I can go up here. There's a crevice I can get through right there instead of going all the way around. So yeah, caravan trading posts, and I don't know if these people, this is an actual clan. So this clan owns these 3 trading posts. But yeah, so these clans can take over the trading posts, and then from what I understand, that should give you passive income of the resource and the rare type of resource. So if you're looking to get into crafting, which crafting is kind of done in a semi-awkward way right now. It's not something you necessarily do yourself. There's an artisan NPC in cities when you go into those cities and go into the town surroundings, and you basically would have the artisan do the crafting for you, like make use of their workshop, and then you can give them the resources and they'll craft it for you. But that's something, from what I was reading, that is planned in the future, that the artisans are just a temporary thing at the moment, and then later on, crafting is going to be replaced by the player itself, which is pretty cool. I haven't actually been inside of a castle yet. I'm starting to realize I am very curious to know what they look like in there. And also, I was meaning to show you a tavern. Okay, so we can't actually go into castles yet. Gotcha. So that's probably in preparation for the siege update. There's nothing we can do at the moment in castles, I'm assuming, because they probably haven't like put new NPCs and stuff in there yet, like for recruiting and whatnot. Also, you can buy houses. You can buy houses in the various settlements. So in this city, in this town, for example, I can do this house. I'm not sure exactly how to buy it yet. That part I'm not really certain how that works. I've been trying to figure that out, actually. I might need to ask somebody, but you can buy houses, though. Oh, however, it's recommended that you do so in a city, because if you try to buy a house first in a village and then you move later to a city, it's going to cost you like 1 million gold or something like that. Although if you're like working, doing the jobs like consistently, like you're doing them constantly, you could probably make that amount in a good, like, day for sure. But you got to be doing like constantly every hour, just going back and forth and doing the mining or the hunting, whatnot. Yeah, and it could be pretty tedious if you're trying to do that. So yeah, taverns, that's what I was going to show you. So there are NPCs that you can talk to in here. These guys give you some quest lines sometimes that you can do, or daily quests. There's a daily quest board in specific that can actually give you some quests. And the black claw gain is actually a daily quest you can take that can be done with other players. It's recommended to be done with other players. These other ones, though, this one is a main story quest that I still need to do. And then when I do that, I can get crafting recipes that I can use with the artisan and stuff like that, and some other benefits too. This is one that I've done already. This is when you can go to the guard commander in settlements, which is going to be located at the town surroundings. When you go into the town itself, ooh, hi. Okay. Yes. Hold on, let me get rid of somebody. I was actually planning to put some troops here anyway. I'm gonna put some troops here before I go up north to try to locate some more troops to recruit. Matter of fact, I don't intend to keep these veteran infantry, these Aserai, so I'll probably get rid of them too. Oh, you had 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse me. Let's get rid of that tribal warrior too. And yep, this is how it works. Yep. Sweet. So we got those horsemen, and then if I hold Alt, I can see the different NPCs in the settlement. So the guard commander, like I mentioned, he's the guy that you can get some quest lines for. I should be calling them like missions or something, jobs. But so he normally offers either training troops to bring back to him, or so he wants 4 tribal warriors, which is completely easy for me to do. Or he wants sometimes for you to kill a bandit that's roaming around in the area. And what will happen when you accept that quest is you'll see a random bandit party that you have to take down that's roaming around, and then you'll be able to come back here and get gold or influence. Now, influence is only obtainable in certain ways, so when you're doing these missions, you should most likely do the influence ones, because you need to use influence in the north, like the Frostlands, to recruit those noble troops. So yeah, I would recommend only getting the influence rewards unless you're like really, really in need of money, but if you are in need of money, you can just kill bandits and sell their items to the artisan, or you can just do the jobs and you'll make plenty of money. And that's until you get very situated with the game, and at which point you'll probably make even more, because there's only a player-run economy in the game. Aside from the artisan, there's not really any way to like sell things. So you can sell them to the artisan, but you won't make a whole lot of cash doing so. So what you can do is you can obtain a trade license from the Sexual, I can't remember how to say it, that NPC that's located in the town surroundings, and Seneschal, I'm sorry, I'm always terrible with pronunciation anyway. You get a trade license from them, and then you can start listing your items on these different tradesmiths, or, you know, whatever. And right now, the most common place for people to list items, because like if I tried to list a pickaxe right now, oh, I guess I could, because I think I do have a trade license here, as a matter of fact. But if I wanted to list something, you know, that I crafted for a higher price, then I would do so at one of those merchants. Now, the place that people mostly go to for trading is going to be this area over here. This is where you actually start when you first start the mod, Zionica. This is like the main trading hub. So yeah, that's where you'll normally want to be if you're doing trading, and you can also trade between cities. Like you can carry like I mentioned, the cargo stuff that I mentioned earlier. You can do that yourself to level up your trade level, and you can do that back and forth from like Zenico to Poros to get those trade levels up pretty high. So for me, I'm actually gonna be putting some troops in here to rest, because it's a pretty halfway point. It's a pretty good halfway point from here to the north. So I'm gonna put them in here so that I can go up there, recruit some more noble troops, and then bring them back down here again, is my plan. I'll probably leave these ones in here too, honestly, because when you're fighting those northern bandits, the NPC, because there's a boss that bosses actually that you can fight over there that have big parties that you want to bring multiple people, or at least a big army for. And oh, I also forgot, hold on. Forgot to store this dude. He's got a grand trait, but it's not something that I'm actually going to be using since I'm not Empire. I don't have Empire troops, right? So I don't really need to worry about that guy. I'm probably going to leave some of these ones too. I would like to recruit quite a few people from the north, so making sure that I can like move pretty quickly is gonna, and have a lot of space is gonna benefit me a lot here. Also, just a quick thing before we head north. So, like I said, when you talk to the trader, you can see that you can form a cargo for delivery. So this is when you want to transport some items. Like if you have a lot of items that you just refined or crafted or anything like that, you want them transported to a specific city, you can load them up on a cargo and then put a price on how much you want to pay somebody to deliver them. And then this is what people can use. Like they can go here and they can see these different cargo options. And from what I understand, these are actual cargoes that you, the player, had put up. If I understand correctly, I'm not sure if this is generated by the game itself or not. I'm going to find out more about that as I go. But you can do this and level up your trade skill, which is very good to do, because when you first start off, you start off with a relatively low cargo capacity, and the way that you get that up is by having pack animals, the mules, which you can buy from the owner of the stables. But to have more than one, you need to level up your trade skill. And like you'll notice, there's not a whole lot of traits per different skills in the game right now, or in the mod right now. I'm sorry. The main ones that you'll be working with, there are of course your weapon skills, because that's still what you'll be using for fighting. Riding is a really good one to get regardless. From what I've heard, it's because cavalry is really good for PvP. And then like you got tactics and scouting, but they don't have a whole lot of traits in them. Leadership will be a main one to get. And then for medicine, that'll be one too, but you'll only want to go for the bottom tree, as I understand it, because mortality rate, like reducing the chance of your NPC warriors, like your troops dying, is going to be extremely useful, extremely useful. So when you find companions that have the mortality traits too, especially if they're grand level, those are going to be extremely nice. And then, like I said, trading, getting up to level 40 as soon as you can is really nice, because then you can have 3-pack animals without a speed penalty, and that's going to increase your cargo capacity by a lot. And then also you can get companions that have the trait 2 to increase the amount of pack animals that you can use. Also, I completely forgot. The reason that I came in here was because I wanted to buy some food. So when you're traveling out and about in the world, when you start getting, and the tutorial in the game, in the mod, will go over a lot of this, but when you're first starting out and you finally start getting your army, you need to make sure that you get food. And the way that you do that, or one of the ways, is by going to the trader, and then you can buy a ton of bread. So for me, they also have royal stew on here, which is really nice. I'm not seeing any bread, as a matter of fact, unless I'm just blind. I might need to buy the... Oh my god. I just need to buy the royal stew. That's pretty expensive. I actually haven't seen camp food before, so I might actually try this out. I've never seen that. But as you can see, there's also like a bunch of different interactable items that you can use, and I think these give you quests and stuff. And like you can sell resources that you refine on the market too, like stealing gets selected treated hardwood. Oh yeah, so yeah, the treated hardwood, that's the rare resource that you can kind of get from caravans and stuff. And the steel ingots, I think you need to use the iron ore that you get from those rare trade caravans as well. So it looks like camp food is only giving me 7, so that's a little interesting. We'll see how, although it says 6 hours until no food, so we'll see how good it does. We'll see. Maybe I'll come back and get some more of that later if it's really nice. But now we're going to be heading up north so that I can try to recruit some of those noble troops. And I'll show you a little bit about how that works before I'm done with the video, because we've been talking about so much today already. Ooh, also, I almost forgot. So this is actually the Black Claw mission that I was talking about. So when you have other players, you can come over here and then you can all investigate it together. So there's me, then there's 2, 3, 4, 5 people that can join up with all their armies and stuff. And this is a daily quest that people will be advertising for throughout the day normally. So when you see it happen, if you have a decent army and you feel like you're comfortable with it, I would give this a try when you can. And then also on top of that, so there's going to be random encounter places like this looted caravan around the map. And what these are places that you can rescue companions. And these encounters in specific are normally where you find the better companions. You can also, like I see right here, this looter party has a cavalry prisoner. You can also find them by just fighting random looter parties out in the world, but normally you'll find the better ones from these places. Players will normally sell them. They can be very expensive if they have really good traits, so that's something to keep an eye out for too. Okay, we've reached the northern area, so this is kind of what I was talking about here. This is the PvE section, the Hawk's Possession, as a matter of fact, that, like you can see down here, and these are the northern bandits. Oh, I got somebody up here too. So if I go up to that top area, I would not be surprised if that person might try to catch me. But this is where I found the Kuzite Dark Hands, as a matter of fact, right up here. So I think they're kind of roaming around, and I don't know. If I'd be able to outrun them, I'm not sure. Doubtful, because I don't even have my first riding trait yet, Beginner Traveler. And then I didn't actually see, I forgot to check and see how much riding skill he actually had. But once I'm going to probably double back here a sec and see if he might be following me. Just curious. So this is kind of a closed-in area, so it could be very hard for me to get out if if he catches me here. It's going to be very bad for me because yeah, I have to enter through this section. But yeah, this is where another one of these bonfires is. and where I'm hoping troops might be available. It's possible that they won't, but we'll see. As you can see, as I change from Hawk to this updates. I'm now in the PvP zone. So this is a PvP zone, and then over here in these two sections, all the way on the west side, those are PvP zones as well. And I would imagine, ooh, okay. So yeah, that's the troops that I was talking about. I'm not going to get them because I don't need them. But these are the bosses that I was talking about. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's a boss right there. And then you got Hawk. You got some other ones too. And if you're able to take them down, you can get some pretty good rewards. But I'm not gonna worry about them. So I'm assuming the places on the west side, the bonfires in the PvE zone might be picked clean. So I'll probably come back here another time. But yeah, that's a brief introduction to the Bannerlord Online Mod. I think if you've been waiting for a co-op, because there are like PvP mods from what I understand, like Bannerlord Online PvP mods. But if you're looking for like a co-op and full MMO experience, I think this is probably the closest that I've seen so far. They've got a lot going for it. And with the Siege update planned in December or winter, sorry, I keep saying December. I'm very excited to see how that goes. I'm actually planning to grind my way up before then. I'm in the clan that I'm in. I'm in the PvE because they have a PvE clan and then PvP clans in the Alliance, and I'm in the PvE part of it. So I'm planning to grind my way up so that I can get to PvP status and be able to fight alongside them and get ready for those sieges and castles and stuff like that. It's going to be so cool. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks so much as well again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out the links in the description below, and especially the link to the Bannerlord page if you want to get a really good discount on it, and I'll catch you in the next one.